everybody. Welcome to A Kiss for Luck. I'm Steve.
I'm Charisse.
And I'm from Northern California, the third side of our triangle, Mike Crutchfield. Hi, Mike.
Hi, how's everybody doing?
Good.
We are dandy. We are dandy.
2 weeks
And
in a row, right?
what's that?
We're gonna make it 2 weeks in a row, right?
Yeah, we
Two good
sure
weeks.
are. We're going to talk a little bit about some of those victories last week. I mean, you got to brag about them when you get them, right? And
Yeah.
joining us again from the beautiful region of the Midwest, Rich Bugelmeyer. Hello, Rich. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, Steve, Mike, and Charisse. How are you all doing tonight? Keeping me up
Doing
Fantastic.
late.
great.
Fantastic.
Good stuff. Well, we got a big weekend. In fact, we had probably one of the best Thursday cards I've ever seen today. I mean, there were stakes races. It felt like a Saturday back east, so that was kind of cool. And we got a lot more coming because we have tomorrow we have Acorn Day, and the day after Belmont Day. So we're going to do a little recap on some stuff here for last week. First of all, last week we hit some picks, which is kind of nice. And it was kind of funny because remember the picks I put together, Mike, and I said, you talked me into that 9 horse. Remember, I was going to single
Yeah.
that 5, and
Yeah.
hey, I won, and that's fine.
Still one.
That's right, no complaints, but the ROI was down a little bit because
Yeah.
of the extra horses I put in. Because I put that one in. I put what was it, Tam Tam or Tim Tim or whatever that name of that
Tam
horse
Tam, yeah.
was.
Tam
That
Tam.
was the speed and fade, and my horse ended up and I should have singled him, and everything was fine. But believe me, going into that last race, I had 4 horses, and I was, I couldn't have enough. I'm thinking, oh, come on, man, if I could have singled and spread in the last, and then all of a sudden the 50-1 hits, I'm gonna feel like, "Ugh." But that did not happen. So we hit that. We hit what else did we hit? Did
Pick five.
Sharice, did you hit something too? I know Mike did. I did. I know that we were at the
Yeah,
track. We did really well too.
Mike and I crossed on the pick 4, correct? We hit that.
I-
But
Pick five.
the first race at Churchill, remember I had the 30-1 shot. They
Yeah.
scratched him going to the gate. So I had the pick 5 twice because I used them both in the pick 5 on a $12 ticket. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
You had it twice too, Mike, because you used
Yeah.
my 3. Yeah.
Yes. I used both of them. So
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was
the
a
pick
good
5 was
day.
like $140, and you doubled it up with the scratch. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a good deal. So it was a good week. We enjoyed it. We kept it rolling too. We went into night racing at Los Alamitos, and
Mhm.
we we had a really good weekend. Sunday night was the trials for the quarter horses, so that's always a fun night when you get like 12 races and get out of there at 10 p.m. But it's a good time, and we had Twinkie's been on here before, Jim Peterson, aka Twinkie. He gave us 1 horse all night. He says, "Bet that horse," and I do it my Twinkie impression. Bet the horse. You gotta bet him. That's the way you gotta do it. You gotta bet him. And so he came out and gave us 1 horse, and Twinkie does a lot of homework. And our friend Caroline just, it's funny because she's like Twinkie. I mean, it's like Twinkie's kind of he's got an odd name, and he's got he's one of those characters at the track, but that guy does the work. I mean,
Mhm.
he grinds, and so when he says, "I like that horse," I like that horse too. So
Did he
Yeah,
win?
we got 8 or 9-1 on him.
yeah, we
What?
did. Yeah,
hmm
yeah, it was a really
Yeah,
good
he won
deal.
easy. Oh, you should have heard us. We were going crazy.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
that was a night maker. So that was good for us anyway. So
Yeah.
All
that
right.
was that. Now let's get to the current, because you're only as good as your last win. Mike
Yes.
Crutchfield, what is your current win for the fans? You're on.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give the Friday's mandatory pick five. When they have a mandatory pick five, I try to focus on that because sometimes long shots win, and I play long shots in my pick five. And if they will pay 4 out of 5. And if you play the regular pick five, if you get four, if if it carries over, you get nothing.
Yep.
So there is not a carryover in the mandatory. So that's why I chose this just in case, kind of like insurance. And so it starts in the fifth race, Steve.
Yep.
And I'm going to use right away. It's a $108 ticket. Last week I played one that was a shorter ticket, but this is a $108 ticket. And so I'm going to use four horses. And the first horse I'm going to use is in Blaze with Irad on there. Big jockey switch. Clement takes Rodriguez off, puts Ortiz on. When you see something like that, you have to pay attention to it. So that's a big time jockey move. So I'm gonna play. I'm gonna have the one in there. Also you got to use the seven, but the seven is starting to scare me because the seven has run second 3 consecutive races.
Yeah.
Okay, but it is a Wesley Ward horse. You got JJ on him, and if he doesn't win this time, then we just probably have to leave him alone. So I'm going to use that one. I'm going to use the number 11 that's coming off a layoff. Pretty nice filly here, and has run well over Saratoga. Had a good year last year, $157,000 earner, 4 for 6 in the money already. So I'm going to use that one. But my long shot is going to be the number 10. Never been on the turf. Maury does fantastic on the turf. And he's had this horse a long time and is just finally putting him on the turf. I like that at 15-1. I'm going to make that my top selection. Paula's Star at 15-1.
Beautiful. 1, 7, 10, 11 in the first leg. Awesome. What do you got next?
Okay, the sixth race, I like 3 horses in there, and I like the number 3, Difference. That horse had some trouble last time. Miguel Clement. I like the way the horse ran. It hasn't had a lot of starts, only had, 2 starts. Looks like an improving sort. So I'm going to put that one in there. And I'm also going to play, I love my Europeans. So I'm gonna put, I wonder why Velasquez is on the 6. Gets Lasix for the first time. Coming to the States, I'm going to give that one a shot. But my top selection at 5-2 is going to be the number 8, Shelzawa from France. First time Lasix, gets Pratt, gets Brown as a trainer. Really like that horse. Thought about singling the horse, but he just didn't do it. But that's going to be my top selection at 5-2.
Okay, and Shelzawa in French means I'm going to win. So, all right, next race.
Well, there we go. There we go. There we go. Enough said. Then maybe I will single them after that French lesson, Steve. So,
Oui.
yeah. So we'll go to the 7th race. Again, it's some interesting things that are going on in this race. So you got the one horse full screen that ran off the screen the last time. But this horse does not run well off of a layoff. So I'm not going to use that horse. And that's likely going to be your favorite. So I'm not going to even use him. And Brad Cox has 2. He entered the 8 as well. So that tells me that the 1 is not ready, because why would you do that? Just the fact that he entered the 8 tells me that the 1 is not ready, and he's going to need a race. And the other thing is the 1 is entered for a claiming tag. He's a 7-year-old. They'll probably never claim him, but why would you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, why would you do that? So I'm going to take a shot. I'm going to use the 8, and I'm going to use the number 5, Cook Creek. This is a real Sharpie with some speed. Michael Maker, love him as a trainer. But my top selection is going to be Ben Dog with Junior Alvarado and Mott.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mott when his horses are gonna run well, he has a particular thing he does with them that I really really like, and this horse has that going for him in the work pattern, and so I'm gonna use those three.
You didn't
Um,
want to share what that thing is?
yeah, I do want to share it. I'm gonna share it with you. So when his horses are ready to run, that last work for some reason is always a 48. They time it perfectly. That last he does a four furlong wait work and it's always 48. Always 48. And I've
Okay.
talked about this for the last year. I've said whenever Mott horses, I love their workout pattern, and that is the thing. When they end at a bullet 48, watch out,
Hmm.
watch
Okay.
out.
And that was a bullet too, 1 out of 12. So
Yeah, that's what I like about that. And then the eighth race, again, this race right here has a bunch of speed in here. I mean, you got the one who has a little bit of speed. You got the three, Pratt has speed. You got the six has some cheap speed there. It's just speed all over the place. The 12 has some sneaky speed. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play three horses. I'm going to play the number 10, Minty, coming off the pace. I'm going to play the number 4, Spiced Up, which is undefeated has one start at Saratoga with a win. So
mhm.
I'm gonna play him slightly off the pace there. And I love Wesley Ward with a first time turfer with speed. And although the horse is not particularly bred for it, this horse, what you're talking about, has faced some real toughies, on the flat sprinting. And I think this horse might be the speed of the speed at 12-1.
Hmm.
He had to tell Jose Ortiz a good story, you know,
Yeah.
because he takes the mount, and we
Yeah.
all know Jose is a really good gate rider, way better
Mhm.
than his brother. He's a really good gate rider, and I think that this horse's feet can touch the turf for the first time and run a big one.
Is that your
They don't
top
have.
selection?
That's going to be my top selection at
Okay.
15-1,
All
at
right.
12-1.
Beautiful. Wow.
Wow.
You're going to get some value there, my friend, if something hits.
Yeah, you know, that's how I'm playing the ticket. And again, I don't like the other speed. It quits every time. He's never been on the turf. I think the four is 8-1, may get overlooked. Again, I'm a big Mott fan, and look at that work at the end. What does that say?
Looks
48.
like a 48 to me, Mike.
Yeah, and the other thing, if you look through the form and look at some of his other horses, they don't have that at the end. He's serious. The four will run well.
Okay.
So I like those three. And finally, in race 9, I'm gonna close it out with the 8 Lion Lake um, is should have these over a barrel. I mean, this horse has faced so much better horses than the rest. It is a concern that this horse, has the last eighth of a mile has stopped, but he's stopping against grade two competition, right?
Mhm.
In a 13 horse field, a 10 horse field, this field is nothing like what he's been facing. So I'm going to
Okay.
use that one. And then I'm going to use the number 5, Time to Dream. If that horse decides to stop, I think Time to Dream is the horse that's coming home the quickest, coming
Okay.
home the quickest. You
Yeah, I
know,
see that.
and yeah, with Ortiz. So you throw the grade 2 race out, go back one. He's closing in a grade 3. Tried the Breeders' Cup turf, so they think something of this horse. So you got to be careful with that one. So I'm going to use 5-8 with my top selection being the 5 at 9-2.
Okay.
Okay. Beautiful. All right, $108 there, Mike. That's
108.
Big money, Mike.
yeah, that's right, baby. That's your favorite number
Yeah,
besides 48 is 108. So
yeah, 108. Although last week, Steve, you got to be proud of me. It was only 90.
oh, I know, I know. Yeah, I was wondering if there was an AI mic on the other end there. I was a little worried. Maybe that there was somebody behind that screen that we weren't aware of.
Yeah,
But
Mission
yeah.
all good, all good. All right, well, we're gonna go to Charisse because I know she's got something Friday too.
Okay.
And what do you got,
No,
my dear?
no. I'm going to give you guys a teaser first. I'm going to give you a late daily double at Los Al Saturday night. I know we won't be there. Our daughter and granddaughter are going to be with us all day and evening, and son-in-law's working at the fire station. So
Los Al.
we won't be
Okay.
able to go out to Los Al. But I'm going to go to the 7th race at Los Al Saturday evening, and simple, simple, simple late double. Make it $5 on each. What you're doing is you're singling in the 7th race, number 6, Fairly Flying, with my new favorite jockey at Los Al, Justine Kleiber. And she is riding for her favorite trainer, Eddie Willis. Morning line 5-2. So we're not going to get a whole lot of value there. But in the 8th race, I say go all.
Ooh.
So it's a $45 wager if you do a $5 double. 6
Okay.
all. And there are some prices in there. It's a maiden allowance race, maiden 9,500. Anything can happen.
Yep.
So that's your teaser. So
All right.
now, so Mr. Crutchfield and I do not agree on the Acorn tomorrow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flood my FanDuel account tomorrow, and I'm going to bet a daily double Acorn Belmont, and I'm singling in the Acorn. And I am singling number 1, Prom Queen with Flavian Pratt.
Queen.
Brad Cox, you
Mm.
have not seen the best of this filly yet. I think always a runner. I respect her. She won the Kentucky Oaks, but no, I'm going to go Prom Queen. And what I'm going to do, here's my picks in the Belmont, gentlemen. Are you ready?
Sure.
Don't laugh at me, Rich, but I'm throwing Doug O'Neill in there, the one horse at 30-1. Vitruvian Man, just for laughs. So I am going to use the 1. I'm going to use the 4 Renegade. Make that maybe a $10 Acorn Belmont double. I'm going to use the 8 Emerging Market. I think that horse is improving. And my Golden Tempo that I had on a future book bet, thank goodness, saved the day on Kentucky Derby Day. But I think Golden Tempo is going to love the 1.5 miles. I know there's not as much speed in this race as there was in the Derby, but I think Cherie has this colt ready to go, tightened up. And if we get 9-2, 5-1, I'm going to be singing hey at the end of the race. So that is your doubles for those are your doubles for Acorn and Belmont.
Okay.
Do you want to hear my late pick 4 on Saturday at Saratoga?
Sure. You might give it to us now. Why not?
Yeah.
Okay.
You've got the mic.
Okay. Rich, I promise I'll make this quick.
No, take your time.
I'm going to start in the 10th race on Saturday at Saratoga. I'm going to single Crude Velocity, who I hoped was going to go in the Preakness, but Baffert decided not to. So that is my single to start off the pick 4. Number 6 in the 10th race Saturday, Crude Velocity. In the 11th race, I'm using the 1 Nisos and the 3 Antiquarian. Johnny V rides for Todd Pletcher. Really, really like this horse. I bet this horse the last time he won. And so I'm using 2 there. Go to the 12th race. I'm using the 3, Make Me King. I'm using the 5, Deterministic, Kendrick Carmouche. Mike, that's our boy.
Yes. Yes.
For Miguel Clement. And I'm using Bright Picture, Flavian Pratt for Andre Fav. And I'm using the 7, Rhetorical, Bill Walden, Irad Ortiz. And then in the Preakness, in the Belmont, I'm going to use, in this pick 4, I'm going to stick the 1 in there as well. The 1, the 4, the 7, the 8, and the 9. So it is a $20 ticket.
Nice.
Great. Yeah. Great.
Inexpensive.
Yeah.
That's over my budget.
Hot
Rich.
dog pick 4.
You what?
We call them hot dog pick 4s. Back in the college days when you had to eat hot dogs, so hot dog pick 4.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's the way I play it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, when your husband only gives you $10 a day to wager, Rich, you have to get creative. Just kidding.
Well, you know, I think you're doing pretty well in your FanDuel account, honey, and your ExpressBet accounts. I've just, you know, and then she's dipping into my accounts, and she's got a pretty good balance in her account. So, what's behind the gates here? She's not saying what the gate crew is talking about behind the gate. So, okay.
So what's hers is hers, and what's yours is hers.
Right.
Pretty much. That's
those were the vows he spoke. So yes.
Yeah.
Steve, it's okay for Mama to give you a little bit of money. You know that, right?
I think so. Well, and you know what happened? Hey, I had that hit I had. She said, "Hey, let me do it on ExpressBet. They got to hit it and split it." So I got rid of my ExpressBet account. She puts it on her account. It's in her account. So I couldn't even enjoy the fruits of my labor, Mike. Come on, what's going on here?
Hey, my log on and password has been the same since 2000 and before I knew you. So 2002, 3, 4, something like that.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Rich. I know you're Rich and Mike are definitely Switzerland here. So let's go to Swiss Rich now. What do you want to talk about? Do you have anything going on Friday?
Well, you know what? I figured I would do an on the fly 4, and I did the light pick 4 as well at the one that ends with the Belmont on Saturday, so we can go off with that.
Perfect.
Yeah, so I didn't single anybody in that first leg. I do like Crude Velocity. One of the favorite angles, or an angle that I like, that I learned from our good friend Charles before, he would argue with me with everything else. But the horse runs a route and then cuts back just a little bit. So last time out, he ran some similar. I like this too. When the horse stretches out, but the fractions don't really change. So you run just as fast, but you run longer. So that means you ran faster, in my opinion. So I do like that in that. Yeah. And then I'm going to go with the 1 horse Gilded Bandit. This one, when you look at the late speed, it's just electric relative to everybody else. Our my analysis says he's got more than a 1 length late speed edge over the rest of the crew here. And it's really not a lot of speed in there. So if you can cuddle up to the leaders and use those late legs, could burst right on by. And then I have the 2 horse Obliteration. This guy ran triple digits in his last race. And Michael, you talked before a little bit about patterns. And you look back at this horse's pattern, second time up usually is better than the first time up. And he does have the best combination, according to me, of early speed and late speed. So be involved early on, maybe third, fourth, and then has only the 1 has more late speed. So sometimes you can't pass what you can't catch.
Yeah.
So I have the 1, the 2, and the 6.
1, 2, 6. Got
1,
it.
2, 6. All right, race 11. What do you got?
You know, Nisos. This horse, when you look at all the in-race advantages that horses have over Friday, Saturday, it has probably the biggest in-race advantage out of any horse on the weekend card. It's got about a 4-length late speed edge over everybody else.
Wow.
So he can nestle up to the front runners. It's going to be hard for them to stop him from running on by.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give journalism on the class call a chance to maybe do it.
Oh,
You
Are
don't like
you
journalism?
really?
You guys aren't fans?
No.
That horse, he has disappointed a lot, but I was thinking about Saudi Crown in there as well. Maybe can get to the front on reasonable fractions. But I did see enough in-race improvement from journalism the last time he ran to give him some consideration. And you're probably going to get a decent price on him as people hear Charisse boo at me. So, that means you can single him.
You got it.
I was going to single Nice. The odds are going to be probably pretty low on that guy.
Yeah.
With all that, I just don't see how they stop him from running by at the end.
Yeah.
With all that pace. And then on to race number 12. I'm going to start off with Rhetorical. That is the 7 horse. That guy is definitely a horse for the Saratoga turf course. He's got 3 wins and a 3rd on that spot. And I think this is pretty much a wide open race. He did something last out that I like to see. He improved his early pace. He improved his mid pace. He improved his late pace and his fractions. And again, one of those horses that grades out the best combination of early speed and late speed, and he's on the improve. Deterministic, you mentioned that horse too, I think, right?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
The defending champ, going to go to the front. Not really a lot of front runners in this race. If you look at the race shape, a couple of them can run pretty much any style, but predominantly most of them like to be middle back. And when you compare the projected fractions or the early pace to when he's run his best, this is a pretty good fit, I think, for his running style today. After that, I have Bright Picture. A little bit of a wild card coming in from overseas, and I think he might get overbet because if you talked a little bit, Michael, about those foreign horses coming over.
Yeah.
One of the things that's really different about foreign horses than here, if the sky is gray, we're off the turf. Over there, they can have a monsoon and they're still running on the turf. And he looks like he prefers a little bit of moisture in the ground.
Yep.
And it's been sunny and warm there. And one thing, I don't know if you guys noticed over the first couple of days there, it doesn't really matter. If you're on the turf or you're on the dirt, you get forward, you got a chance.
Yep.
And I don't know if he'll be forward or not. And then finally, I'm going to finish that one up with Make Me King. That's my new motto in life. So
we have the exact same horses. Yep.
Yeah, he came to the U.S. on his debut. He hit 100 on the speed figure. And many of these horses, second time around, coming over here, getting used to American fast food, they improve nicely in round 2 on U.S. soil. So I'm expecting Make Me King to be potentially king in the Manhattan. Grade 1 for $1 million. Plenty of reason to come over here. And then finale, the race they're all coming to see, that is the Belmont Stakes. And if I just look at the breakdown on this race, you got one horse that's probably going to go to the front, maybe 2. And then everybody else kind of be a little bit patient. And they're all going to be in the back. And I feel like when you look at some of their past performances of the horses with the big late pace numbers, I think it's going to be Chief Wallaby's day. Another, from you? Oh, no.
Well, I'm going, oh, because I've been on that horse forever, and he always gets in trouble.
Yeah.
You know, it was like our dear friend Les Onaka always used to say at Los Alamitos. You know, he'd be on the air, TVG, doing the quarter horses, and his favorite thing was, you know, if the horse gets a break out of the get clean break, he's going to win. It's like, well, yeah, it's a quarter horse race, Les. Same thing with this. You know, if Chief Wallaby gets a break, he's going to win, but he just keeps running into people. But anyway, go ahead.
Maybe he has quarter horse, like he's inspired to be a quarter horse, you know, like the zebra that was in the movie that wanted to be a racehorse.
Oh, yeah.
Chief Wallaby be a quarter horse.
Yeah.
But in this field, though, if you look at it, I think he's got an excellent chance to be third or fourth with everybody else sitting behind him, because he's got quite a few races where he sat right off the pace. Really not a lot of electric speed in here, and I think he's going to sit third or fourth. And when it comes to late speed, he's got as much as anybody in the race, and maybe finally he's going to live up to Steve's hype.
Yeah.
And did you play him, or are you gonna back off after a few disappointments?
I'm going to back off. I'm backing off. But so you think Chief Wallaby's your horse, Rich?
I think he's going to win. Yeah, Renegade. I think you got to put him in there. You know, Irad losing on Renegade at the gate at the wire. Sentimental story. Maybe if he had Jose's ability out of the gate, he would have won that one. I don't know, but yeah, but when he's kind of one of those horses that has a high floor, low ceiling. Doesn't really have a lot of pop on the upside. I think he might need some of that. He might be the one that gets overbet and disappoints the most. I'm worried about that.
Yeah.
Commandment is the best track fit. Outside post tends to do pretty well there. He's absolutely going to close. And he either wins or he runs off the board in his 6 races. So he's either going to win or he's not going to show up. And then finally, emerging market, I'm leaving Golden Tempo off. I just don't think he's going to get the pace set up that he got in the other race.
No, he's not.
So I'm going to go with emerging market. And the reason I'm going to go with emerging market, because I was watching the Kentucky Derby. I had emerging market at the top of my ticket. And he came around the corner, and all those other horses that were in front of him fanned out. The rail was wide open. I started cheering, man, I got this. And he faded. And I was like, what the? Yeah. And then I read he lost a shoe.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, he lost a shoe on the first turn. So all he needs to do today is keep his damn shoes on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I tell you, yeah, I agree with you on that one. So he's got to, it didn't work well for Zola Budd, if you remember her, when she ran into Mary Decker in the Olympics, that was just a disaster, So if Zola had worn some shoes, then maybe Mary Decker would have won the gold medal. But anyway, that's a memory for all these old folks out there. I like my feel in that race is Commandment may finally get the trip that he is gonna deserve here. I'm throwing out the Kentucky Derby. I'm completely chucking it out because Luis Saez, and he rode that horse very poorly. That is not what that horse wants to do. He pushed way too early, and he could have just waited like Renegade did, like any of the other closers did. They just sat back there, Golden Tempo, and Saez shoved, and they just sat until they waited till that last turn, and then they hit it, and those were the winning moves. And Saez is not consistently that type of jockey. He's a guy that if you got him on a horse that's got a little bit of pace and he likes to be up near the lead, then I love him to death. I love Saez when you got that type of horse. Power shift he's on. That he doesn't want to. Rapoli doesn't want to say that's a rabbit because, of course, all of Rapoli's horses are fantastic, and all my horses are going to win, and I love my horses and all that stuff. But I think if you get Rapoli with a couple of glasses of wine, he might say, "Yeah, Power Shift's trying to set this up because he's a rabbit," and but here's the thing about rabbits. Like we were mentioning, Saratoga hasn't had much rain. It's a course where that rabbit might just say bye-bye to the field, and who knows. So, and you've got Saez, who's a speed jockey. And so that's now that is a good fit for that horse, but I just don't think he's got the class to compete with these, so I'm not going to go with him. But I like Commandment because you got Johnny Velasquez. Yeah, he's a pretty decent jockey. And I know that if Velasquez were on Commandment in the Kentucky Derby, he would have been right there at the end. I really believe that. I like Commandment. I do like Emerging Market for the same reasons that Rich said, so I won't even repeat that. All those things, I believe, absolutely. So those are my two horses that I'm going to put in an Exacta, is going to be Commandment and Emerging Market. And the third horse I'm going to put in there is Chief Wallaby, because Chief Wallaby is going to be up there. I believe he will be up there because he's always up there. He's run 4 times. He's run a first, a second, a third, and a fourth. I mean, he's always right there. And Chief Wallaby, the fourth, was in the Derby. And so he is going to be there at the end. And Junior Alvarado's ridden him 4 times. Belmont is ready to rock and roll. I don't see a 48 as his last work, Mike, but I do see a 48 on May 16th.
Yeah.
So you got that going for you. And that's a good thing.
Yeah, he loves his good horses. Look for that 48 work for Mott. I mean, that, somewhere in there, he's going to have it.
And I'm gonna. I think what Bill should have done with that horse, if you're asking a non-trainer, is he should have run that horse in a nice little workout in the morning with about 8 horses around him, bumping into horses, and get him used to that. Then maybe he can handle it and get through. I heard one handicapper say that Chief Wallaby might not like going in between horses. Well, we'll see what happens on Saturday, but I think he's going to be there at the end. But I like Emerging Market and Commandment better. All right, Mike, what do you think?
Well, now I have a different perspective on this race, and you remember for the Derby, me and my son got to try, and the reason I told you that the horses that were going to run the last quarter of a mile were going to be the horses to use, like Ocelli. We have it on the show and tape, Charisse horse and Renegade. This horse, this race sets up totally different. There is no speed in this race. And what scares me is the horses that usually come off the pace, these jockeys, because it's the Belmont, may ride them differently. And I think it's going to have an impact on the race. I think that Power Shift is going to be on the lead, first of all.
Yeah.
Okay. I think if you watch, I think Emerging Market and Growth Equity are going to be behind him. And I think that those 3 horses are going to get the first run on all these closers in a paceless race. That's what I think. And I'm going to, in my pick 5, I'm going to use 4 horses. I'm going to use Power Shift. Mm-hmm. I'm going to use, because it's a paceless race, I'm going to use Growth Equity. I'm going to use Renegade as the best closer, cutting back in distance. And I'm going to use Emerging Market. Those are the 4 horses I want to use.
Okay. Not bad. Not bad. Hey, I like your thought. Charisse, I see the top of your head. Hi. What do you
Well, I'm sitting here and I opened up your TVG account and I looked at what I bet.
See,
and
what did I tell you? What did I tell you guys here? She's opening up my account again. Yeah.
Okay.
And I only give her $10. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Username and password are worth more than that.
Okay. So the combined pick 6 for Friday, Saturday's wager is 20 cents. It's a multiple of 20 cents. I have a $3.20 pick 6 for the Friday, Saturday pick 6. Now I wanted to ask you all, what do you think Friday of Nitrogen? Do you think she has it? I did not single her, but
what race is she in? Charisse?
I don't have the race number. All I have is leg 2, but it's Friday's race.
My gosh.
And I don't have my iPad, so I don't have
Nitrogen
the full
is
details.
in.
Yeah, we know there is no iPad to be had in
She's in
Sharice's
race
arsenal
number.
tonight.
She's race 12 on Friday, the Ogden Phipps Stakes.
I used
Okay.
fully subscribed
Yeah.
and nitrogen. What do you think?
Which ones did you use? Fully
The
subscribed?
one fully
Mhm.
subscribed, the 1 and the 5 nitrogen.
I have fully subscribed too. She does have the biggest in race advantage with late speed again, and another one of those horses that should be pretty close to the pace.
Okay.
But I feel like the last 2 races for nitrogen were a little bit flat.
Yes, I
Yeah.
agree.
Maybe
But
one of
Yeah.
those horses that peaked and is on the other side of the mountain now.
Yeah.
If you
A lot
want
of
one
people
that
feel
might
that
go
way.
wire to wire, that Alpine Princess right there, she could get loose on the
Okay.
lead. The
Okay.
last time she was out front, she stayed there.
Okay. Maybe I should put her in.
Yeah. And loves the track.
Well,
Loves
here's
the
my
track.
so I go too deep. Leg 3, I singled Imagination, which I believe that's Friday's race. Leg 4, we go to Saturday. I singled Crude Velocity. Leg 5, I singled Nisos. And then I went 1, 2, 3, 4 deep in the Belmont.
Yeah.
What do you think of the Belmont, dear?
What do I think? I just think Golden Tempo is gonna lay right there, and I think he will close, and I think he will win. So I might just do if he's 9-2, 5-1, I might just for fun do my usual exacta one way him to the field and pray for a 50-1 shot second.
Okay. He's he'll be 5-1. I
You
think
think
it's
so?
going to be an overlay. Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot of people are kind of poo-pooing him, saying he got a perfect race setup, perfect this, perfect that, right timing, blah, 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 which, I mean, yeah, one of the slowest derbies in quite a while, everybody can say everything they want, but and somebody, I remember one of the handicappers said that it reminded him of Rich Strike, and I thought, wow, okay.
No way.
I was like,
Right.
I don't. I think horse it's certainly not a Rich Strike, but I see what they're saying. I mean, I get it. It's set up perfectly for him.
Well, and Doug O'Neill, I mean, you got to use him.
Oh, the Vitruvian Man.
Vitruvian Man ran 3rd in the Santa Anita Derby.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, for him to ship that horse down there, and I don't see where he has many other horses in on Saturday. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just have no confidence in the horses coming from California anymore.
Really?
On the dirt,
Me either.
horses that used to come from California, were better than the East Coast dirt horses. And when their turf horses came to California, their turf horses were better than ours. And Baffert moved the stable, and these races are just not as tough as they used to be in California.
Yep. Oh, I agree. It's that Kentucky bluegrass they're eating, You know what?
Or they stopped eating the good grass out there in California.
Well, a lot of good grass out here, just not for horses. Although they
Yeah.
could probably eat that too, but I don't think they'd run very well. I don't think that's a performance enhancing drug. So
No.
you know what? Charisse, what a Vitruvian Man is?
What?
Well,
It's a guy from Vitruvia. Anyway, so
yeah. Hey now.
Hey now.
Hey now. Anyway.
Brother. Do you see what I live with? Gentlemen, do you see what I live with?
Yeah, I was just looking behind Steve to see if the couch looked comfortable or not.
Yeah, exactly. Is that a pillow? I prefer the ones with the pillow on it.
Yeah, my office chair is feeling pretty good too. So who knows?
There you go. Yeah, that'll work.
My dog is sitting next to me snoring, so I think he's settled in here. So we'll see what happens. But anyhow.
By the way, today's National Corgi Day. We need to give Belmont a special treat later. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Right. Well, cool. That was a nice little wrap on things. It just seems to me that the Belmont is not this year. It is a little lackluster, and
Yeah.
I think it seems to be that way more and more when the horses aren't doing all three legs of the Triple Crown, and we've talked about that ad nauseum. Spread it out, keep it the same. Flip flop. No, I don't know, but it's something's
I
got
like the
to.
one idea that I heard though, that if you're going to run in the Kentucky Derby, part of the qualifying would be that you have to agree if you win the Derby, you're going to run in the Preakness.
I
And
love that.
if you win the Preakness, I mean, of course, you'd be encouraged, minus an
Mm.
injury, to go run off in the Belmont then, because the breeding is going to go through the roof. That horse will never have to run again.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
And here's the thing, these new age trainers, I'm talking about people, the new age trainers, but Woody Stevens and Lucas and all those guys that ran their horses back in all three races and all that. And you get these young trainers that say they don't want to do it and we're going to change the rules for them. I just don't think that we should do it.
I agree.
Yeah.
The old guys did it and it worked.
Yeah.
And they won Triple Crown races because of it. And these new guys want to wait, 5, 6 weeks, so we're going to change the rules for them. That is, to me, I'm totally against it.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I mean, we'll see what happens. I just, like I said before, either you've got to lean into the Triple Crown or stop talking about it. So if you want
Exactly.
to, and the other thing that we haven't talked about is they all have to get together. And that's the key to this whole thing. Everybody talks about Triple Crown, Triple Crown, Triple Crown, but it is Kentucky racing, it is Maryland racing, it's New
Yeah.
York racing, and as we all know in this sport, they could give two rips about one another, and in some cases they're competing against them, and they'd like nothing better than to steal their business. So it's a very capitalistic kind of endeavor, and I think if everybody could get together like Australia racing, where you've got Australia A, B, C, and that's who's running tonight, and then once they're done, and they run every 10 minutes. You go boom, 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 and you hit the tracks, and you move forward. And they all split the money, and that's the way it works, And I just it's just very difficult for people to share. So it's going to take that. It's going to take a little leaning over the aisle and some handshaking, some deals, and let's get this thing back the way it was, I think. And I like your thought there, Rich. If you win the Derby, you have to run the Preakness.
Yeah, I mean, as long as the vet checks out and you're healthy, you got to run the Preakness, because I think one of the reasons why post Kentucky Derby that you have no hype around the Preakness and then a lack of hype around the Belmont is what's really at stake, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's if you skip the Preakness and you still go on to win the Belmont, you're still not a Triple Crown winner, and it just takes some of the shine off of the horse. There's not that. You can never put yourself into that category of greatness of the other Triple Crown winners.
Exactly.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's truly, like you said, Rich, that's truly greatness, what those horses accomplished.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, you can't be a Navy SEAL without going through Hell Week, right?
That's true.
That is true. That is true. Yeah, they know what they're up against. I mean, look, the Vegas Knights and Carolina Hurricanes are playing right now, and they've gone through a whole lot. But they know. I don't know if you've been watching the game tonight, but one of the Vegas Knights took a puck in the face at 87 miles an hour, and it was not a glancing blow. He was in front of the goalkeeper, and he was waiting for the shot to block it, but it came right up here, and he went right down, and he just held his face. So he probably broke his nose or broke something in here, and but that's what it takes,
Is
for
he
greatness.
still playing? Is he still playing?
Oh no, off the ice. I think they probably had to reconstruct something because he immediately went right down. I mean, and they showed, hockey isn't like horse racing. They show the replays in hockey. They showed
Yeah.
it 5 times.
Yeah.
And they showed it from behind. The guy that fires that slap shot at him, and they showed him face first with the puck just goes, doof, that just blew him up.
Yeah.
It's like,
Bad
oh
deal.
my gosh. Yeah. So I mean, it takes a lot, Got to have greatness. So I like
Oh,
it.
the hockey kid, right? He got hit in the face. He was bleeding when he scored the goal. For the gold medal. Jack
He
Hughes.
lost,
Oh, yeah.
lost a tooth or two.
Yeah, and he was smiling. The blood was coming out. Yeah.
Mhm.
Effing machine took my quarter, coach.
Yeah.
Does anybody know what that's from or no?
Yeah, hockey has to be the toughest.
Hey, Mike, let's talk about your bet on the Spurs.
Yeah, got a really good bet on the Spurs. I wasn't too happy last night, but in November I was up in Reno for the, and again you guys saw the ticket. I posted it on Twitter, but I was up in Reno and I bet the Spurs at 45-1 to win the championship. So I put 100. I put 100 on them. So if they win it, I get 4,600, I believe.
Beautiful.
45 plus your hundo.
Yeah. So yeah, I really did like them. I could see that they were improving, but again the Knicks are tough.
At least you still have the ticket. I was out in Vegas many years ago. Troy Aikman and the Cowboys were coming up with Emmitt Smith, and they hadn't won the Super Bowl yet. So I went and bet them to win the Super Bowl. And then I had a friend, she lived in Arcadia, so I came out to visit her. This was before everything was digital. And she lived in a place that had a pool, and she shoved me in the pool. And I had the ticket in my wallet, and it was ink.
No.
And guess what? Ran off the ticket. And then guess who won the Super Bowl?
Oh no!
Yes, Leon Lett. You remember the Leon Lett game?
Yeah.
Yes. I was actually at that game, so that was, at least I got to go to the game.
Oh my God!
That's horrible. That is horrible. Yeah,
it was pretty bad.
I don't know if I would have ever went to visit her anymore, Rich.
Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah, good. Good.
Well,
smart man.
What are you doing?
Christine, she's a great girl, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Just got to keep her away from pools.
Yes.
Well, you just have to say, excuse me for 1 second. Let me empty my pockets, and now you can push me in the pool.
Yes. It'd be fun. Yes. Of course.
Yeah. Yeah, I tell you, that's why those wagers, when it's a long one at the beginning of the year, I think we all do it now. We take a picture of it, So you got the numbers at the bottom. So it's at least they can track it.
I played it on my account, Steve. So even if the ticket is lost, I know what date I played it on, and I played it on my player's card, right? So it tracks it. That's another thing, and but I check it once a week.
You can do all those futures bets on your apps now, guys. I mean, we don't have to use rotary phones anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
We don't have to right, Charisse. We don't have to call TVG and place the bet with an operator.
You remember that? Deposit money, place the bet. Oh my God!
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
My poor dad. When back in 2000, when I first got a TVG account, he's like, Charisse, do not go overboard with this. Do not. And he was a good handicapper, man, but I made him very nervous. So
he didn't give you the username and password, I take it.
No, he didn't have one. He made his bets in person. He was old fashioned.
Old school. Yes.
He passed away in 2004. So
Well, now, she makes me nervous now. So, you do.
And the thing is, Rich, I've been telling everybody this. I tell our daughter this. Ever since Maddie May was born, our luck. I mean, we hit that pick 5 for 12,000. I've cashed in nice tickets, and my luck I tell our daughter, I said, Maddie's my good luck charm, and
That's Yeah, that's
Well,
very good, and you need those hits like that to keep you to sustain you. I mean, I'm still playing off of the one, the trifecta, for Kentucky Derby Day. I mean, it just sustains you for so long.
Yeah.
Just one good hit.
yeah,
So
good stuff. Well,
mhm.
hopefully the Maddie baby luck continues
Yes,
tomorrow and
go
Saturday.
Maddie.
And
Can you see
yeah,
her?
there she is. We can see her. Yeah, there she is. Very nice. Yeah, that's the little one.
My little peanut.
Yeah,
Yeah, little cute one. So
She's the
Maddie
peanut.
Money.
Maddie
yeah,
Money. I like that.
Maddie Money.
like
Indeed.
Money Mike, Money Maddie.
There
Yeah,
you go.
love it.
All
There
right,
you go.
everybody. Well, hey, thanks for tuning in to the Belmont edition of Kiss for Luck. And Rich, thank you for coming on. Mike, thank you.
Sure.
Appreciate you both.
Hey,
Yep.
what
Always
about
my
me?
pleasure.
I appreciate you more than you can imagine, my dear.
No
Espe-
couch. No couch.
especially now that you're winning some tickets. I definitely appreciate you, my dear.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah.
Good
Yeah.
deal.
He moves the money over out of the accounts really quick.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Good deal.
You make the money, I manage the money.
There
Anyway,
you go.
goodbye, everybody. A kiss for luck, and we will see
Good luck.
you
All right.
next time around. Bye bye, everybody.
Yeah.